Welcome to the craft room. We are making messes and painting this Dryad mask that if you have been keeping up with our craft along with Vaughn live streams that we have on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, that's where I'm gonna have to shut that door. That's where we were sculpting this. Loud traffic noises are loud. But that's okay. So yeah, we were sculpting this and I had fully intended to paint the mask on Monday, but we ended up having to completely resculpt on the inside just to patch up some things, and that seems to have worked really well. Um, and then, so what we ended up doing on Monday instead was getting some painting done on this mask, which I just absolutely love. Randy had the idea to do this like really cool lime green in the veins, which I just thought was the neatest thing. I don't know if this one's like done being painted yet. I certainly, if it is done being painted, like done being painted, I certainly at the very least need to put some flocking moss and different things to cover up some cracks and boo-boos from experimenting. But all of these are prototype masks for hopefully just working out the kinks and hammering out the details for whenever we make some masks for sale. So that being said, let me go ahead and get my tab to Boblet pulled up. How are all y'all doing today? Well, hey Isis, hey Nat. A beautiful all. Well, thank you. Well, hey Barbara, how are you doing today? But yeah, so we've just been sculpting. That's something that we've been doing a lot this month so far. The month's only halfway over, but it's flying by. Is working with polymer clay. And so if I get done painting this mask, then we will probably play with some more polymer clay, which shameless self-promotion right out the gate. We If you enjoy what we do on our channel, we do have our craft along kits and like Happy Crafter Club where you can get a kit and craft along with us. And so our most recent tutorial was showing how to make these two variations of polymer clay flower. And then before that, the week before that, we made this polymer clay leaf. And then that Friday, like I guess, was it a week ago that we made this, you guys? Like, yeah, I guess so. Oh my God, what a week. Maybe two. What a week. I don't even know, babe. Whew. But let me find my own stream so that I can make sure that I'm caught up on comments and everything, making sure that we have it.
It was 8 days ago.
8 days ago. Right on. Yeah, that was last week. Well, how are you doing today, Margaret? Oh, well, thank you for saying so, Barbara. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that we have it in. How do I make sure that it's live chat? Chat filter all messages. There we go. It's a little different from whenever we saw it last week. So let me go ahead. I'm going to mute the microphone just real quick so I can move the camera without it being like loud. And there we go. Alrighty. So first, that was the chair, I promise. So I did not clean up my work surface. Oh my goodness. Wow. So we're going to take a quick couple of seconds here. This is what I was supposed to be doing earlier today. Instead, I was just being stressed and growling at my husband.
What?
What? It's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay. So what were we going to do on this? I guess let's just go with it. I think I want to add a little bit of like a let's do colors that aren't metallic first. So, because I think I'm going to build up to, I think this is going to be the sequence. I'm going to start with this guy. That nice coffee bean brown. Ooh, teal. Oh, that would be so cool. I was going to try to stick to earthier tones on this, but we may do teal over on the other one, but that would just be popping. I don't know. I kind of like that. Let me dig and see. Are you thinking like a metallic teal or like a matte or a satin teal? Also, what's the difference between aqua and teal? Is this close enough? Or are you thinking more like, I don't even know if I have a proper teal. Well, it says it's grotto, but we could do kind of more of that color. That'd be pretty neat. Well, hey, Jackie. She says, hi, you doing jewelry? Not right this moment. Right now, I'm working on this polymer clay mask, but very similar techniques could be used on the jewelry. This was the prototype that I did before building the mask. So, I think I'm going to use the grotto. Well, hey, Tigress. Hello, Lon. I hope your day's going well. I'm excited to catch you live this week. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it. Yeah, this is going to need shook real well. Well, hey, Melisandre. How's it going? Oh, thank you, Tigress. I'm excited about it. And I'm going to use, I kind of want to use like a round tipped. This will be nice. And I'm going to put just a bit of water here in the cap because I don't feel like dealing with a little paint pot right now. And I'm just going to get this kind of down and in. We've made a little bit of a wash here. So I'm going to put this kind of teal. I mean, it's teal-ish, right? Down in here. And so the, do you see how it like settles and separates really nicely?
That looks really cool.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, babe. Well, that was Margaret's idea. So kudos goes to Margaret on this one. And I'm really proud of myself that, because I get really rutted into, well, this was the idea I had, so that's what I'm going to try to do. But I want to be open to like, you know, y'all's suggestions and stuff. So thank you for suggesting. And I'm really proud of myself that I took the suggestion. Because sometimes that's the best thing an artist can do is take suggestions. Because otherwise I just end up making my favorite thing every single time. And it wouldn't have occurred to me to do it with, oh my God, but look, do you see how it's like settling in all the details and stuff? Margaret, girl. Hey, Marta, how are you doing? Hey, little sprite. Like, I can't do collaborations with other creative folks if I don't take input from other creative folks. I'm just super saying. Oh, that's gonna look super neat. Okay, a little more wah-wah. And I'm not even stirring it. I'm just dipping the brush in. In that way, it gives us such a nice wash. Well, I don't stir it, but I do dip it a little harder sometimes. Because I don't want to cover up our like little tentacles here, because there's some glow clay in there that I think is going to look really awesome.
Okay, it starts getting cold again.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, today's the hottest day of the week.
Okay, because it's not to sound dramatic, but it is sweltering.
It is warm for sure.
Yeah. And now while it's still nice and wet, I'm going to go ahead and just, let me get the paintbrush out of my mouth. This is a high density sponge that I cut a little bit off of the main sponge, but I'm just going to come through and I just want to squeak it off the top surface, and we can always come back in and build up more layers because this paint's going to dry and it's going to kind of diminish in, how in its intensity. Hey, Leslie. Ooh, Leslie says, hey, everyone. It brings out the flash in the lab. It really does, doesn't it? So I'm just going to keep kind of trying to be consistent. Whatever I do to one side, I want to try to do in a similar fashion to the other. Do you hear that squeaky sponge? Squeak, squeak. And then I don't want things to just pool. So I'm going to kind of set it so that they can, and sometimes, I don't know, let's just try, whoa, get the whole thing kind of misted. And so now we can just tap the paint in. Well, hey Barbie, how's it going? And then, yeah, just tap everything, get a little bit more pigment. You can certainly have a little bit more pigment on the brush in this method. But my hope it remains that it will settle into all of the details, which for those of you who came and hung out when we were sculpting this, every single layer, it didn't matter whether I thought it was going to be covered or not, I went ahead and did a little bit of texture just because you never know when that's going to come to life and come out in your piece. And so I'm just going to apply some right here in this area. And you can kind of see how it's maybe spreading, settling into nooks and crannies. And this is the sort of thing that we'll want to let build up just a little at a time. But I do, especially around the nose area, like the bridge of the nose, I want to make sure that we're getting down similar amounts of pigment so that almost that it looks like it's radiating from the center out. My hand's just entirely in the way. Never mind. Ooh, I like it in the leaf veins too, though. All right. So now we're just going to go over the leaves and things with the wash. And let it just settle into the veins. So how are y'all doing today? How's your week been? Whoop, we're getting kind of out of the zone where we put our sprayed our water, and you can see we've got some dripping down here, so I'm just going to pick that up and apply it farther up. And so hopefully that'll help us to have a really nice application of what we're doing. I know I really wanted to get one of these, at least one of these masks that we've been working on up to where it's like done and then wear it, because I don't have a lot of faith like logically it should be fine, but I do not have a lot of faith in the durability of the masks. Like I don't like to go on just faith alone whenever it comes to selling a sculpture or even given one as a giveaway or anything like that without having tested its wearability. Because if something's not up for the abuse of being worn, I don't even want to mention that it's a wearable sculpture. It would just be a sculpture, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm only going to do the teal on like the front 2 layers of leaves. On these 3 back leaves, we'll do a darker green. I think. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, that's so cool though. Oh my goodness. Just all of those texture and details from using real leaves on the polymer clay to give it that character, Wow, that worked out better. Margaret says contrast is always fun. Donna says teal is one of my favorite colors. It looks amazing with the black. Right on. Now this is actually the clay that I'm using does have black clay in it, but it was a mix of like 2 tones of green with just a little bit of black. So if you were to see this through not a screen, you might be able to pick up more on that the green undertones, but that's all right. That's fine. I kind of like treating it like it's the under painting. What's the painting term? Y'all help me. Whenever like you're gonna do a painting, but you paint like the whole canvas some other color first. Sometimes I do wish I'd been able to go to art school. I think I'd have had an absolute blast, or been really miserable. I don't know, because I don't like being told what to do. I feel like it's probably a whole lot of art school, but I would have loved to have gotten the knowledge and experience. So sometimes you got to put down the ducky if you want to play the saxophone. All right. Oh, I love it. Your sculpting is amazing. Gesso. Right on. Yeah, there's the gesso layer. That gives it more tooth, but like, is it the underpainting? Is that the term I'm thinking of? And then I'm going to kind of just use a damp brush to kind of buff away any... Ooh, we completely skipped that whole section. How did I don't even remember putting the lid on it. Well, I'll just flip it around and go like this. Little more blood. Yeah, we definitely gonna need more paint. Color wash? Maybe? Base coat? Primer? I don't know. I'm thinking of like oil paintings. But it's like, because we'd get a completely different effect with this same exact paint that we're using if we used a truly black clay or a brown clay or a red clay, or, oh gosh, like a blue clay would be really cool. Uh-oh. I'm applying it way too thick. That's all right. We can figure this out. Great call, Margaret. Amazing project. Oh, everyone thumbs up for you to help the artist. Oh, I appreciate you guys so much. Like truly, but there's no pressure. Like I appreciate if people tickle the like button and subscribe and stuff, but there's no pressure. We're here to have fun. I'm a recovering workaholic who's running a small business. And I have to tell y'all, I don't mean to brag. I crafted for fun on my day off this week. First off, it's a huge deal. 2nd week in a row that I've taken a day off, which is like really good. Like it's so nice to do nothing but hang out and like pet the dog and like, just chill. But I tied some macrame. and it was really fun. I followed a YouTube video. But like I'd gotten so caught up in this, I need to be producing, I need to be productive, I need to be efficient, I need to more and more, like it was never enough. I never let myself just rest and, pat myself on my own back and be like, you did it, girl. We did it. Whereas this week, um, I was like, we did it. We made it through the work week. And like I made us celebrate it. And even Randy was kind of like, yep, just like how we always do, huh? And I was like, no, this is a big deal. And he was like, okay, it's a big deal. And so we went out and we laid in the hammock. And I'm really glad that was that Wednesday night, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I'm really glad that I went to the bathroom when I did because I looked out the window because we have to stand there and wait for the toilet to fill up because otherwise it'll just keep running. I call it catching the toilet because if it's running, you gotta catch it. Anyways, the aurora was popping off right outside the bathroom window, and I was able to see it, and I like panicked and it was like, Randy, we have to go to the backyard. And I was like, come look at this. He's like, I'm not coming to look at the toilet again. And I was like, no, it's not that, it's out the window. And Randy, may I show them the pictures that you have on your phone?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, Mike Freeman, this is a really good idea. He says for durability, adding a substrate like carbon strands would probably help mixed well into the clay during prep, sort of like cob. That's a really good idea. Does that work with polymer clay?
You go this way.
Okay. What happens if I go the other way? Okay. Do you have the one I'll just go show him the one picture that.
Oh, well, which one?
The really good one that I had taken on my phone and then sent to you so you could send to your dad. Because yes, the rest of them were cool, but this was the best one, and that way we don't get too sidetracked. Like y'all, now the phone exaggerates it. It was still Randy's over here going, ah. But the phone exaggerates it just a little because the phone picks up on. But it was red, and we could see that green. But that was so cool to get to see that. And that's just like, I mean, taken on night mode on the phone, but just to get to lay in the thank you, honey. Just to get to lay in the hammock and get to see that was amazing.
Well, I do have.
Do you have one that shows more what it looked like in person? Okay. So this is more what it looked like to our naked human eyes, which is still really cool considering I live in southwestern Missouri and never dreamed that I would ever be able to see the aurora borealis in my backyard. Like what? Yeah. Oh, right on. Mike says, oh, no idea. You can press carbon into it for sure. I just came in and didn't know it was polymer clay. Right on. Oh, hey, Starlight. No, it's a huge compliment that you asked if it looked like leather or if it was leather. This is polymer clay. And I'm letting the paint settle so that I can catch it in any puddling activity. I don't want anything puddling. No puddles. But as it dries, it's going to lose some of that vibrancy. So we kind of have to be patient in between layers, which I'm not going to lie to you guys. Well, the best way to become patient is to practice being patient, but I'm not. And not like my inclination is not like, oh boy, I get to be patient. No, I'd rather be able to just keep on crafting. But while we let that dry, we can go ahead and start doing the layer behind it. With what color should I do? Y'all. This is to be worn, hopefully. If this isn't wearable, then it's just going to be an art sculpture. But out of these colors, what color should I do next for the wash on these big leaves? So I was thinking one of those three. Ooh, oh, I like that, Lisa. I was going to dry brush it in the antique copper, but let me go ahead and grab a gold instead. Do you want a pure gold? Do you want an antique gold? Ooh, or a Sahara gold. We might do both. So these will be the two golds that I use to add some poppin' highlights to it. Ooh, Starlight says, I made masks too. Right on. Copper is better. Right on. Well, I've already got one with a little bit of copper going on it, but I need to dry brush another layer. And in fact, just so that, well, let's get the wash on the leaves, and then I'll do the the dry brush of the copper on these to really kind of hopefully show you what I've got in mind. Well, tell me about the masks that you make, Starlight. That's fun. I'm just starting to kind of get into making masks. I usually make like headdresses and jewelry and all sorts of stuff, but okay, so nobody picked. So I'm going to, ooh, Margaret says, do you have a silver? I do. Do you want some silver details on it too?
Silver would be better, I think.
Than the gold?
Yeah.
We'll do the gold, and then I'm gonna add some silver details.
Okay.
And then we may just have it be a mixed metal piece. Or we'll test them. Okay, so this one is brushed dark gray, and then I've got a brushed silver. And I think that'll be really nice. Oh my god, I have so much paint on my desk. Okay. I make headdresses too, and a lot of things. Right on. Well, hot dog. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing that I'd done before, where I'm just going to spray a little bit of water here into the cap. Oh, Randy just got a fan going on him. Well, consider me envious, babe.
You want a fan?
No, it makes that noise on the microphone. Yep. And so it's subtle, but it's there. I kind of okay. We'll finish up this wash, and then I'm gonna do the. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have to decide anything. I'm just gonna keep rubbing paint onto this baked clay.
These donuts don't have diaper on them, do they?
The blue ones do, but it's very, very little.
Okay. Means I need to change a lot of things.
I don't think so. Like, I went through and made a modification on the site so that you don't have to change too much, hopefully.
That's only if I know how to get to the thing that you changed.
Ah, that's true. All right. Vaughn, woo! Melisandre said, Vaughn made a dragon headdresses for convention just 2 months or so ago. She's amazing. They were/are fabulous. Oh, well, thank you. I couldn't believe it. This is the very first year that we actually sold out of dragon heads. We're one payment away from the last dragon head going off to its new home. We were able to set up a payment plan, and we got that all taken care of. But it's been a phenomenal. Thank y'all for reminding me of that. Sometimes, especially once the project's done and sent off to its new home, I'm just sitting around like feeling like a bum, you know. Like I'll get this feeling that like I've never accomplished anything, and like I'll just be really kind of like neurotically hard on myself, and I don't really need to be. But I appreciate y'all being here, keeping me in reality. Hence the whole workaholic recovery protocol and things, but it's been going really, really well. Honest to goodness, if I could jump back in time and give myself just like 2 or 3 tips on like what to do to find my way back to myself creatively, is to actually take a day off each week. I know it sounds like a lot, but gotta take a day off. And I have a hard stop, 6 p.m. No more work. Oftentimes we'll start work at around 9 a.m. And then it's like, I don't need to be grinding myself into the earth every single day, like, nose to the grindstone, trying to squeeze out as much creativity as possible. I need to, just finding the balance between structure and, those rhythms. Okay, I'm going to come in with the aqua and bring it up a little brighter in just a few spots. Ooh, oh, I love that, Kizzy. Oh, hey, Lorraine Hunt. Oh, Starlight says, where are you from? Currently I live in southwestern Missouri, but I feel like I'm from Tennessee because that's where I'd go back to if I could. But I was born in Ohio, met my husband in Texas. We moved to Tennessee, and then we moved here because he's from Tennessee through and through. I gotta get a different song stuck in my head. I'm learning to play that on the guitar. If I learn it, it'll be the very first song I've ever learned on the guitar. But I've not learned it yet, but I'm learning. Mace it in the face. And so it is like mega stuck in my head, but I keep crying like a crazy person because it like pulls on the heartstrings so hard every single time. And then I'm just going to keep poking the mask in the face until I'm happy. In the face. Like art in a nutshell. Just poke it till you're happy. And so I'm kind of just like squanching the pigment around, picking up any little droplets.
Watch your squanching mouth.
You watch your squanching mouth.
Squanching mother with it.
Ooh, Lisa says Live Soft UK. Wow, right on. Hey, Tiago. I'd suggest adding light green to the lines and the green leaves. 100% Kizzy. Ooh, hey, Erica. A little brown mustard coloring, maybe? Oh, well, hey, Frank. Thank you so much. Erica says, I mean up on the dark green leaves. Oh, yeah. Okay. You okay, honey?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Huh?
What?
No.
Huh?
What?
I wasn't itching in my ear with a paintbrush. You can't prove it.
Good.
What'd you
Let's
just do that
focus
was
on
weird?
that.
No, what'd you do? Baby? Honey? Sugar booger baby butt? What are you doing? Did you just throw everything on the ground? Wendy! What? Whimsical! No freaking way. Are you serious? Whimsical Intentions says, hi, Vaughn. I wanted to tell you I'm doing my first booth next week. Congratulations, and you're gonna do amazing. I just know it. Like, even if the show sucks, you're gonna be amazing. So, oh, are you excited? Have you done a mock booth setup yet? Are you gonna be posting about it online? Kitty says, I can hear you being hard on yourself all the way in the other room. Cut that out. Oh, yeah, you're on to me. But it's, the shame can't grow where you shine a light on it. And I feel so much guilt, whenever I am being hard on myself, because I'm like, I wouldn't talk to anybody else this way. I don't know why I'm talking to myself this way. And so, I don't go to therapy, I live stream. So, hey. Why go to therapy when I could just spend that money on craft supplies and then live stream? Oh, hey, Brenda, how's it going? Whimsical says thanks. Yes, excited. And yes, I'll post about it afterwards. Eee! Well, very, very good luck to you. Feels just like I'm falling for the first time. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, we're going to watch that. Do, 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 do. You can't see it because it's hidden under the leaf, but like the paint be running. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, I just stuck my elbow in the paint pot. Did I get, oh, just a little bit of paint on me, that's fine. Time to mace it in the face. Do, 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 do. Oh, I love that. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm just having real fond memories of when Randy and I first started vending. Man, it was in 2008. We didn't even know what a housing crash, like crisis market, like, we didn't even know what we didn't know. But we went anyways. That's the best time to go. To go do the thing and live your dream. It's right now. Oh. Oh, Isis mommy says my kiddo taught herself something in the way on guitar all by ear. Oh my god, really? Ooh, Whimsical says, and no, I haven't done a mock tooth. I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants. I'm working on products now. Well, good luck to you. I'm loving that. Loving that green. That was a very good suggestion. Do 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 do. Ooh, we got some teal happening here. Well, we can't stand for that. We'll just have to blend it in. I love it blended in. Ah! Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, y'all. Do you see that? I mean, it's probably all zoomed out and washed out because I'm terrible at YouTubing, but I wasn't born to be good at YouTubing. I was born to make messes. Oh, spray it again. Oh, do you see how it does the thing? Ooh. And then it's where we did the stippling. We're going to zoom in on that. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm just being weird, but I'm enjoying myself. It's been a wild week. So many ups and downs, but that's okay. Are you all ready for me to share my angsty poetry with you? Because you clicked on my face. Ready or not, here it comes. Sometimes we have to bury our broken hearts in the garden soil and give ourselves over to the daily toil just so we can get on through. And then Randy said, and in time the garden will grow and our hearts will mend and both will bear beautiful fruit again. And I was like, oh my god, I love that so much. But I found one of my old journals from like high school of like all the angsty poetry that I used to post to DeviantArt with like it was just bad, but it was, I don't know, it felt like finding an old part of myself that was more about just expressing myself and less about, I was not concerned back then with what people thought, I wasn't trying to make it good, or the algorithms didn't really exist yet, at least not in a sense that my little smooth brain could comprehend. I'm just going to start creeping a little of this green up onto the here maybe. Oh, dragon scales. Oh, I like that. Oops. What? One of our friends passed away. And then another one of our friends had a birthday. And then, our Ember cat gave us quite a scare with her health. But she's 19, so we know, we've got limited time with her and stuff. And it was just, I was trying to figure out, how do I spend today joyfully, but also carry around these broken pieces of my heart that, and I was like, just bury them in the backyard. in the garden. Let it compost, let it do its thing. Because sometimes that's all we can do is just keep on keeping on, you know? But I feel so fortunate that there's so much joy to be had in a daily grind. I mean, they can be torture too, but it's here lately. I've been working real hard to find the joy in the daily grind. You know, the gratitude in the laundry's, clean, as opposed to the, oh my God, how many, billions of loads of laundry have I not put away? I'm not going to stress about that. I'm just going to enjoy having clean bedding and clean clothes and, so little things like that. And that helps a little to let some air in on the embers and flames of our creativity. Hopefully. It's worth a shot. Aw, Donna said that poem shows me that you two are great for each other. Randy's a really good egg, and he really is one of my favorite humans that I've ever met. Like, no offense to everybody else, but he my favorite. Mm-hmm. What you grunting, baby?
That deleted a lot more than I thought it would. A lot faster.
Oh. So now that things are like kind of damp again, I want to get more color blending going because I think that's just so nice. Let's put some right here. No, let's keep it to the tips, maybe. But no, Randy certainly does. He helps keep me balanced. As balanced as I can be. So again, just catching some of that lime green off the tips of where our little drippy leaves have gotten all drippy. I freaking love it with this teal and lime, you guys. Like, just gorgeous. Thank you so much for everybody who suggested colors. Right? So I'm going to put the lid on this. And I'm going to set this over. To let it dry. Because otherwise I'm just going to keep poking it. In fact, I think I might just hold it like this for a little bit and poke it from different perspectives. It's nice to practice left-handed painting. Like blowing on it's going to make it dry faster, but you know, it might. It might. Okay, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but we've got these white dots there, glow in the dark and fluoresce under a black light. And we also have a little bit of fluorescent action in the vines. So I don't want to cover that up too much if I can help it. Ooh, right? Lisa says those dots almost look like dragon scales. Oh, that's cool. I use the same clay and the same tools to do my dragons, so it certainly... Ooh, I found some paint still wet on the tile. Let me get some paint on here. All right, we're going to set this off to the side. And then we're going to do a dry brushing on this bad boy. Okay. And so I like to use a chip brush to do my dry brushing typically, but that can also be kind of big. So maybe I'll just do you hear this? I'm going to do this by the freaking love that. It's a nice stiff bristled like filbert. What's your name? Yeah, his name's Filbert. A size, is that a 9 or a 6? Oh, geez. Wow, Starlight, that looks so cool. I can only see just a very little bit on my screen. Oh, hey, Michelle. Oh, Brenda says, Yvonne, thanks so much for grouping all those cabs for me. Oh, I hope they arrived safely. Ooh, Lisa says it's a great age for a cat. My cat lived to 14. My mom's cat lived to 22. Woof. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I really wanted to do this one in like coppery tones. So I'm just going to shake it. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've been doing this since 2008 in various forms. And by this, I mean art for money. And I don't know what I'm doing. So if I can do it, you can do it. And you'll do great, I'm sure. But I just, Randy wanted to be his own boss, and I wanted to get to make art. I didn't really know what I meant by that at the time, because, like, I didn't have any skills, or, you know, I hadn't ever made anything. I didn't have any tools or materials or experience to draw from. I just had a dream in my heart. And I think, really, that's all you need. Like, the other stuff's nice. Like, you'll get the other stuff. You can go to a store and get the paint, you know. But if you don't have it in your heart, then where are you going to get it from? So I'm just coming through, stiff bristle, blotting the paint off here on the paper towel. But we just wanted to get our bills paid, and the store that I was working at shut down. It was a little too small of a town to support having like a metaphysical shop. Like, people, we did really well at the shop when folks were boycotting it. But beyond that, like, it was just too expensive to have a brick and mortar in the town at that time. But so the place I had worked at had shut down. And Randy had been laid off at the factory because they did seasonal work. So, you know, whenever it wasn't air conditioner season anymore, they did some pretty heavy layoffs. And so he would go back to working at the grocery store, or whether it was Fred's or Walmart. And we were like, we don't want to not see each other all day and work this hard to be this broke all the time. Like, you know, we were really broke. So for Christmas, Randy had gotten me, or I don't know, maybe it was a late birthday or something. I can never quite remember. It's always Christmas in my...
Because by Christmas,
Yeah. That's why I'm always thinking about Christmas whenever I think of this, is like, think back on this, is because it was our first craft show was not Camelot Christmas, the host of Christmas Past in Fayetteville, Tennessee, at the Lincoln County Art Center. It was like $30 for a booth, and we made more at that one craft show on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday than what Randy was pulling on his 2-week checks. And we looked at each other and we were like, let's do this. If
we're in the wrong line of business.
we're in the wrong line of work, we're like, let's do this now or never, man. Let's go. Because we had nothing to lose except for, you know, everything, but we were about to lose it anyways. And we were very lucky. We worked very hard, but we were very lucky too. But I think the harder you work, the more luck finds you. Perhaps. So now I'm just rubbing the copper tone on the high points. And that was back in 2008. I think we went full time, I think in 2009. Randy was able to, because like we went full time on the road, like booking stuff. But there was a whole lot of shows that I had to do by myself because Randy, like we'd pay for the show. And Randy would have requested the time off before we paid for it. And the person who did his schedule was like, yeah, that'll be fine. It'll be the weekend of the event. And then he's on the schedule. And so he'd just drop me off at the craft show. And I'd set up and sell while he worked all day. He'd come and see me on his lunch and bring me some food and I could run to the bathroom. But we were like, if we're going to do this, if we're going to go farther out from like, no offense to our town, but a kind of podunk town, not a lot going on. We're going to have to risk it. And I was like, yeah. And then we decided to jump in and risk it. Hey, Starry, how's it going? Oh, goodness. Santa isn't real? What? What? You can't just come in here and say stuff like that? That's not true. I've met him. He lives in Chattanooga. He pets snakes.
I don't know about no snakes.
He was at Dragon Con. No, he works with like the freaking snake people at the zoo. Like, he's got naughty and nice tattooed. Like, one arm's naughty and the other arm's nice. I have an Instagram. It's my name, Starlight's Zen Space. Oh, well, thank you, Starlight, for letting us know. Isis says, I have a friend that had a crystal shop and she had to close, but she sells mystery boxes of crystals and minerals. Ooh, of her unsold stock? That's nice. So slowly her unsold stock is transferring to me. Right on, Isis. Well, hey, Starry, how's it going? Santa is real now. I feel like Santa isn't real. Aw. Well, no, it's if you ever doubt that Santa exists, just go to the Georgia Ren Fair and you'll run into Santa. He's a really cool guy. I mean, they like overhyped that he can make it to everybody's house all at once, but if I've met one Santa, I know there's got to be more.
It's just an ethereal hive mind.
Is it? What color should we do on these little dots in here? Lime green? Okay. And I'm going to do it with a ball stylus, just because that's what I feel like doing. And sometimes I think that's probably the best reason to do something. 2 days past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army greens down in a blue cafe there. We'll use the little, I'm just making it worse. It okay. We're just going to get in there and scrape up that paint and make it look like we never messed up at all. See, we did it. That's cool. Sorry, is this purple or like a lightish green? Oh, nice. Has anybody done like dot mandalas? I've always wanted to do a dot mandala. That might be the next thing. And Amazing Amy says, okay, Vaughn, you're going to make me bawl singing that song. Dude, Amy. Okay, so today was like day 3 or day, I don't know. It was like at least day 2 of me trying to learn that song on the guitar. And like, I cannot make it past the second verse without just crying like a crazy person. Like, I was bawling in the shower today singing it and like just... But I've got to learn it because I'm compelled. Like, I feel like when something's pulling on your heartstrings like that, you owe it to yourself to commit yourself to it and see what comes of it, you know? I think next week when I have a day off, I'm going to try doing some mandala paintings. So, or dot mandalas. But I kind of want to do dots on these lumps. So I wonder, how would we do that? Do I use a different size stylus for each size of dot? Do y'all know? Can somebody Google this and tell me what to do? Now while you sing. Well, give me a different song to sing. Ooh, Starlight says, I've done a few dot paintings and a mandala. Nice. Isis says, this last haul of crystals, she included some I've never heard of. Ooh, like which ones, Isis? Oh my god, yeah. Oh, Amy. Different stylus for different dots. Ooh, thank you. I'm gonna use my biggest stylus. Let's, Sorry, I don't mean to cackle. Real raggy. Well, Randy got me some big balls. Big balls. Ooh. Stylus. Like, honking. Look at how big that is. Not to brag, but that's huge. Okay. So I think this one's going to be too big. But I still want to make a dot with it. What should we dot on? Bloop. Oh, that was satisfying. Ooh, use the back of your paintbrush. Don't worry. Be happy. I'm going to do it on my poem. Oh! My first dot. How many times do we need to dot before... Oh, my dots aren't very good. That's okay, though. Can I salvage the paint, at least? Oh, hey, Edra, how's it going? This is how cheap I am, you guys. We're not cheap, frugal. I'm just going to scrape with a silicone style. This is just, you know, we could do a couple of different dots with this. Scrape it and put it back in the jar. Hey, Latney, how's it going? Oh, more water? Does it need to be kind of thinned out a little? Okay, so that ball's definitely too big. Okay, I don't need that one right now. These ones are probably too small. Wolfenite. I've never even heard of that. What's it look like? Do you like it? Like, is it pretty? Okay, so we'll take some of this Wawa and we'll go back. Well, let's get it in the lid this time. There we go. I didn't know you could just... Do you always gotta water down your paint before you paint with it? Is that a good glob? Oh yeah. That was a very good glob. Oops. My hand slipped, so I went ahead and wiped it real quick.
You think they're...
It's small shards, orangish brown. Do it, baby?
You think they're in that already?
The chickens?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Will you give them pets for me?
No.
Oh, please.
Flick them on the beaks.
No.
Take these from your mother.
No.
Come on, lamp. Let's go poop in the yard.
Okay, then yeah, it makes it easier. Oh, okay. I'm going to stir this just a little. Okay. I feel like that's a lot on my thing, but bloop. Oh, that's a nice dot. I'm worried that it's too watery. Boop. There we go. And then can I go like this and go like, I'm just gonna kind of circle it a little like that. There we go. Ooh, a flat pencil eraser. If I had one, that's probably a good idea. Is something that's flat on the tip better to use than something that's round? I wonder. I'm loving the dots. Absolutely loving the dots. No, boo, that one's watery. Okay, we'll just... Ooh, kind of looks like smoky quartz. Well, that's neat. I can see this being really, really zen. Then you can use the round to smooth it. Ooh, okay. Nope, still watery. Ooh, well, good news. The other mask that I just completely dipped my arm in is dry, so I didn't dip it. I just bumped it. But the little flash of panic. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know if I love it or not. I might love it. And if anything, I can always paint over it. I do. We have a contact form on our website where folks can send us an email. You can also email us at backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. But I'm faster about answering the contact forms on the website than I am about my email because there's so much spam and stuff nowadays. But let's see. Oops. We're going to hold this mask up and try it on and just see what we think so far. So, glasses off time. Now the elastic will tie here and here on the other loop. So I'm just going to be holding it. What do you think? Do you like the green dots? Hey, Wandy. Oh, he's still busy. I'm going to try to, I feel like I'm trying to hold ham on my face, but like, so I'm pretty digging it. I feel like it could use a little bit more depth around in here, but you know, we're going to be putting some flocking moss and stuff on this.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
That looks good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't think it gives me like a mustache?
Let's see. Nah.
Okay. So there's that one. Do you want to see me try on the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So this one we actually put a, oop, it's still a little wet in some spots. That's okay.
So don't put it on your face.
I'm putting it on my face. So we've got little loops that the elastic will be attaching to here and there. Oh, I freaking dig it. What do you think, you guys? It smells nice too. That's weird. Oh, it's the incense bottle. Okay, never mind.
That looks good.
You like it? That makes me so happy. Okay, let me get my glasses on so I can read comments. Ah! Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Starry. Thank you, Barbie. Hey, Nat. She sent you an emerald, Isis. That's wild. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Got a like and a sub. Well, holy smokes. Hey, Time Lord. I hope you're doing well on your travels. So let me go ahead and flip this around again so that we can see how the paint looks now that it's dry. Because it really does. I'm not trying to be zen or anything. Every time that happens, it's just my phone charger hitting the plate weights on the bottom of the microphone stand that I have attached to my boom arm so that I can have the camera, my phone here. But every time it happens, I'm like, take that, Alan Watts. Kaboom.
Alan Watts do to you?
Nothing. He just does lectures that I like, and he'll be like, those things aren't real, this is real. And then he like dongs a gong, and it's like boom. And I was just feisty that day that I was listening to it, because it was when I was in the kitchen and started hitting the mixing bowls with rubber spatulas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it's like a bunch of money for one of those really nice gongs. Don't need them. I have a $5 stainless steel mixing bowl.
That's right.
Doo-doo. I mean, I'd still play with a gong, though, if I had it, but... Oh, you like the green leaf one, Barbie? Yeah, I like, I like letting things evolve. So I'm thinking of copper or gold back here. Copper and, oh, I don't know. I can test this.
I thought you were doing silver.
Well, what we were going to do. Now this clay you can see is obviously a little bit greener than the other one. Let me see if I can find, do I have a bit of clay that's a better match?
Perhaps someone that has artificial paint?
Yes.
Question?
Yes. Well, I've got these two little sample, because I was trying to make leaf imprints that I could imprint other clay with. And I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I can just paint on the backs of these. So what I was thinking is we should go ahead and test this. Ooh, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, excellent. I needed more paper towel. So I'm just going to set that here. We're going to set these here. And I'm going to go like blip, blip, blip. And then we're going to dry brush. Because I do like the color of the clay to come through. Again, I think the term is underpainting. But do not quote me on that. So we're doing a little bit of copper. Do-do-do. Little bit of do-do. Boo-do-do. And then we have, where'd my other gold? There it is. We have pure gold and we have Sahara gold. And I'm going to do the Sahara closer to the copper than the pure. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your paint. Ooh, oh. Now, I actually think this is going to look better with the silver. The Sahara gold. Oops. Sorry, I don't mean to poke the tripod right in the face, but... So I know what I just said, but I've changed my mind. But the teal really just almost muted itself a little once it dried. So this is that pure gold tone. And I'm just kind of stippling it in between the Sahara gold and the copper. And then I'm gonna do here on the widest point of the leaf, I'm gonna do this half in one tone of silver and the other half in the other tone of silver. Well, hey, Purple Velvet, how's it going? Ooh, Starlight says you can paint the top and then wipe it away so that there's very little left over and only in the grooves. That's good thinking. That's really good thinking. I'm going to rinse my brush out before. I just love paint sounds, like the sound of the brush and the water and the squanchiness of the bristles. Just little happy crafter noises. Okay, so there is zero noticeable difference. Okay, there's a little bit of a difference I can see. Just an idea. Oh yeah. Purple Velvet says, very well, thank you. How about you? I'm doing really well today. I'm having a lot of fun hanging out. I really appreciate y'all coming and joining me in the craft room today. Okay, so here we can see, and this is just a fun little exercise, if nothing else. I may end up just dry brushing the whole thing in this green, peridot green, and then a metallic teal. Could be an option as well, but I just like trying and seeing how we like with the green underpainting versus the black underpainting. So the mask will be somewhere between the two of these. I'm going to be honest. I super duper prefer the Sahara Gold, the Pure Gold, and the Copper as opposed to the silvers, specifically because it's autumn and I wanted to dress up and take a picture with my pumpkin before it rots, because I found this really awesome pumpkin that has a Y on it, which my name is Yvonne, so it starts with a Y, and I was like, and it was $6 at Sam's Club, and Randy picked it out for me, and it's been wearing a hat on my counter for like a week. So my true motivations have finally been revealed. But I gotta take a picture with it so I can eat it.
It's true.
Yeah. Got to. Same, says Starlight. About wanting to take pictures with your pumpkin, or I don't know, I just consciousness dumped on you guys. Like, so. So I'm just going to come here to the tips of our leaves. We can always, always, always add more, but it's a lot easier to add more than it is to take it off. So unlike the other mask where I just dry brushed all over the whole thing, I kind of want to just add the metallics to the tips of these leaves, at least at first. It's super subtle, or at least to the camera, but I think it adds a nice, just a nice flash. Oh, on the color choice, right on. So I'm already having ideas for the next mask, but I'm going to be making a video where we do like a deep dive into these last two masks that I have made and the different ideas that I have for moving forward, because I'd really like to be able to see if polymer clay and leather are, are able to mesh well. And so I'm going to experiment and let you guys know how that goes in a video. But like, if I could do these large leaves in the base of them, I'll show you. I've got part of it kind of put together already, which I'm not gonna lie, remembering that has got me super motivated to not blow through this project, but to it fanned the fire under my butt to go ahead and get this piece. Am I even in frame? I'm so sorry, you guys. And I love this because the teal lines are starting to look like almost like the oxidized copper tone. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. And the camera's super like washed out. Let me see if this helps. What up, babe?
No.
Did it just make it worse?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I was reading something.
Gotcha. So I'm just lightly tapping on those leaf tips.
Hey, Yvette.
Yvette! Woo! How's it going? We love and miss you. Okay, and I do want to kind of get a little bit of that coppery rub on here. Actually, let me go ahead and... Oh, that's so neat. Just letting it touch very lightly on the surface of our vines. Because again, we can always build it up a little more. Don't get sloppy, Vaughn. I'm just going to come on through. Oh my goodness, though. I love it around the eyes. Okay, we'll do a little bit more around the eyes. Ooh, I keep forgetting we got this leaf here in the middle, too. That's going to look great with a little bit of copper on it. Just touching it a little. Sorry, I don't mean to hit the phone with the paintbrush. Y'all, I think I'm going to call it on this with just the copper. Oh, I don't know. Okay, we'll do the... Do I do it with the... I'll let this completely dry and think about it. Because we don't... we don't got to rush into anything. So I'm going to beef that just a little bit more. I smell like beef. I smell like beef. There we go. So I'm going to use this little sponge to lift. Can you hear that?
You got belly dance in the morning?
I do have belly dance in the morning, baby.
Okay. I'll need to go get some gas tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to go for on a walk?
In the dark?
In the dark, yeah. Well, if we're going out driving to get gas, we could go to some of our favorite walking spots. I don't get sunburnt at night.
Yeah, somehow I think you'd manage.
Yeah. Off to practice. We doing Frida Fest tomorrow. Ooh! Oh, Michelle, have fun at practice. Oh, Milsab says, where did you get this piece? I'm so tickled that you asked. I actually sculpted it, and I'm really proud of myself. Like, this is, I've got some work to do to like refine the design, but I am like super duper excited to be sculpting and painting and doing art and such. I feel like this was attached to something. Oops. Okay, so now we can try it on with the colors, with the final brushing, like the dry brushing, just to see. Just to see. I love it. Oh my God, I love it so much. Wendy, what do you think, baby?
It looks great.
Should I do some gold on it?
Maybe. Where would you do gold?
I don't know. Should I do the metallic peridot green and metallic teal dry brushing as well? I can't read the comments. Let me see. It'd be super cool to be able to like make a mask that I can just wear my glasses over. Oh, Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie. I sculpted it out of polymer clay. I used a polymer clay called Cos Clay that is nice and flexible. I say that very apprehensively because I'm so afraid of it breaking. So the thing that I have, I don't know, I'm still going to think about it a little bit more, but I have a leather mask right over here that did not turn out well. And in fact, baby, could you go ahead and pull mask 2 off the website for me? Thank you. And so, because this one I used too thin. I thought y'all was still over here in the tripod. I was going to show you this. I used too thin of a leather for it to really hold its shape well, and so I ended up needing to line it with like thermoplastic. Thank you, baby. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and just peel that off now because we don't need it. Which, I mean, that's pretty neat that it's like a little, you can heat it up and like mold it to your face. But I just want the mask part. And so I'm thinking because part of this is like, it's very heavy. Leather is very, very light. The clay, very heavy. But there's things with it that I, at this time, just don't know how to do with leather. And so I think if I could do this bottom part, give me a sec. I have a very big head. So if I could do this bottom part with the leather the way that we have, and I cinch it onto my noggin, and then if we did this leaf and this leaf, quite possibly out of polymer clay, and then just did the clay mask portion that would sit over it, like, so it would be leather. Maybe I'll try with the other one. So we'd just make this whole inside piece would be, this leather would be in that shape, but then these smaller details would be on the front of it. And I like this idea because it is so much easier to cut the leather and try it on, like on my face, than it is to shape the polymer clay and then try to like lay it like cold ham on my face and get the eye hole shapes right and different things. Also, the feel of the leather is much nicer. And so again, if you can visualize, this leaf would be leather, this leaf would be leather, and this leaf would be leather. We would be able to have the strapping attached to the leather base, which would be really nice. And gosh, the leather just feels so much nicer on my skin too, because it's not that hard plastic. It's like a nice, I was going to end up lining this, I thought, with foam or with like something. I was going to line it with something anyways. So I just want to see if I can incorporate the polymer clay onto the leather and then bake it, or if I'm gonna have to do the polymer clay separately and then barge it on. I don't know, but I don't, and I may end up making the whole thing out of just leather, but I'm just having so much fun not knowing what I'm doing, and not having like a strict plan. Like I got kind of I got kind of bogged down creatively. It was really good for the business and like churning out content and all of these different things, but it was really not good for my creativity to be in this mindset that I always had to have a plan and like of action that I adhered to on projects. Like now whenever I say it out loud, it's like, duh, of course it stifled my creativity. Are you kidding me? So just that I'm making something and having fun with it and learning and just trying, you know, because for a while there, I would just Google or search somebody else's video to be like, does this work? And it's like, I'm going to try it. I could Google it, but I'm going to learn better by trying it my own self. And that's going to mutate into all sorts of different odd ideas and offshoots and stuff. So, like, it's been really scary to branch out into because we do this for a business. And like, I'm always concerned with like if we'll be able to keep doing it as a business. And then it occurred to me, I was like, I'm not having fun at it. We may as well go get jobs somewhere where we actually are getting reliable payment. The whole point of taking this risk and doing this was so that we could have just buckets of fun with it. And I'll tell y'all what, I'm having buckets of fun with this stuff. So let's go ahead and get the camera flipped around and we're gonna, okay, I'm gonna catch up with comments now that I get this set up over here. I'm gonna take, well, I can't say that. Ooh, let's see. Yvette says, use the shape of your glasses to make the eye holes. That's a good idea, Yvette.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Well, hey, Aaron, how's it going? Erica says, how would you get the polymer clay to stick to the leather? I don't know. I don't know if it would just stick by its own accord or if I'd need to use like barge cement or if I'd need to like stitch it on. Because quite frankly, if I'm going to do stitching, then like then I may as well just do it completely out of leather. But I really want to be able to have like parts like this be holding on a cabochon. But we might be able to, you know, if there's a crafter, there's a way. Ooh, Starlight says my mask was made of neoprene. I took technical theater. How do you work with a neoprene? Oh, props, paint, and wardrobe. Nice. I hate being in a boxed-in situation. Dude, Barbie, same. Stephanie says, I totally get that. I'm a tattoo artist, and it's the same process. It's the same process, which makes it work, not fun. Yeah. But it's, that's just another challenge for our creativity is to find out how to make that work fun again. Ooh, E6000, maybe. I'm gonna be honest, I'm very sensitive to the smell of E6000. I don't know if I would want that on my face. Go to the website, this to that. Okay, this to that. Will you pull that up for me, baby? Where's my head? There's my head. I'll be right back.
Huh, this is actually a really neat website.
Yeah?
These people have neat things together.
Okay.
Plastic to leather.
Uh-huh.
Barge.
Barge. All right. Well, we got barge cement. Thank you so much. I had no idea that that website was even a thing. So this is Hetty. We got her at Pier 1 Imports before they like went bankrupt. And left town. Now I do have this tied with cotton cord instead of elastic, and this way we can bake it. Let's make sure her eye holes, get out of here with your eye holes, are like lined up. It knows all things glue. Nice. Ooh, what about the liquid clay if the leather can go into the oven at that temperature? That's a good idea. But we have like just some little polymer clay. Not in frame. All right, we're gonna bring this down.
Oh, by the way, 25 minutes.
Thank you, honey. And then we're gonna bring that up this way. There we go. But yeah, so what I was thinking was that we'd get it shaped to the bridge of the nose. And we'd be able to just kind of apply on the polymer clay. But I only have 4 of those little leaves. But I'd love to be able to do one that's like a little bit more this size. Like, I love making pendants of things as a test piece, because then I can hold it up and see what I would like where. And now, let's see. I think I have some... maple leaf small. I have some of these maple leaves cut out of leather that we did. Well, here's some foam. Because we have their die cutters that cut out the little maple leaf pattern. And it didn't work so great with foam. We kept getting like torn edges and stuff. But we have a whole bunch of the little leather pieces. And so my thoughts were, if we're not able to get the polymer clay to adhere, because we don't need it to be thick like this, just a thin leather. Let me pick out a couple that are nice and thin. 2, 3, 4, and then do I have a 5th one that's nice and thin? Rummage. Oh, I do not. Okay, well, that's fine. Yes, I do. There we go. So I was thinking, because with the leather, what we would do, so we can back that up. We're just going to spray that so it soaks in. You can almost see the water getting drunk in to the leather. I'm going to flip it over, do the same thing. I love leaves. I love leaves too. Erica's saying, I love the leather root. Me too, honestly. And I'm kind of scared of leather because it hurt my hands so much back when my hands were still hurting, if that makes sense. But odd as it sounds, I'm experiencing way less chronic pain from my work because I've been stopping at 6 p.m. and because I've been taking a full day off. And actually Tuesday, I don't even craft on Tuesdays. That's just a work day where we do like administrative stuff. All right, I'm gonna have to take some clothes off. It is way too hot in here. All right, there we go. Let's see, where's my swivel knife? Okay. You like me lobster, don't you? Okay, so I do like the ceramic swivel knife. And I'm just gonna trace some little free-handed. If I wanted to make sure it were like a little bit more realistic, I would totally use reference images or something. But I think this will be okay. I'm looking to have fun, not botanically accurate leaves, tree feathers. So we're just gonna I still kind of want to test and see if the polymer clay sticks to it. But I don't want to use the oven for that this evening because we're having a casserole for dinner. We're having tuna noodle goo. And if the leather burns and makes the oven stink, I don't want dinner to taste like burnt polymer clay oven.
Yeah, when should I get started on that?
We'll wait until after the stream.
Okay.
Thank you, though, baby. You're always so helpful with stuff like that. I don't know. I literally do not know what I would do without you. Probably just move in under the bridge at the golf course and growl at people.
It's not a very big bridge.
It's not. I don't want a lot to have to upkeep.
you could aim a little higher and go for bigger bridges.
Nah. And see, this is why I keep you around. So you have a much better gauge of what size bridge we need to comfortably live under. Let's see. And then we've got some, I'm going to use a textured pear shader, but I got to remind myself to not hit it too hard because this is quite a thin leather. I'm going to use, we got 3 different sizes of these bad boys, and I'm going to use my rawhide mallet. So this is what we're working with. I bet. I did it! I did a wolf whistle! Oh goodness! I tried to do a wolf whistle the other day and it came out, which is not as, Randy just thought I was farting at him. But confidence can really sell some of these things, you know. Alright, I'm so sorry to have to run off, but I will be right back, you guys. Alrighty, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I am back with another water. Okay. So I think on this mask, you can see the edging here. We used a textured textured pear shader. There we go. Which it's textured because it has that little patterning in it, whereas a smooth pear shader has, well, it's smooth. And then I even have a different brand of textured pear shader that has a different texture altogether. I don't know what brands they are. These ones I got from Tandy Leather, and then this one I got from like generic on Amazon. which you need to be careful because sometimes, depending on how much you abuse your tools, if I use these on too thin of a leather and hammer too hard, you can see I started to turn my textured pear shader into a smooth pear shader. So they don't last forever, they just last like a decade of hard use. So pretty close. Oh, well, hey, Cheryl. Well, hey, Nellie. How's it going? But I don't know if I need a big pear shader for this one. I think I'm going to come through with this teeny tiny pear shader. And then I'm just going to line it up with the narrower point coming in. There we go. And then we're just going to tap. You can tap a little harder than that. There we go. And I kind of just like to do this rough about the edges of our leaf. I actually like to pinch the edges of the leaf because I feel like it gives it a very organic, like exploded look. But you don't have to do yours that way if you don't want. And then we don't even have to do just the tips. We can give it a little bit of like deeper texturing in between the different cuts that we've made. Oh, we've had a collapse. That's what I get for stacking bigger bins on top of smaller bins precariously. Fortunately, everything's lids were on. We work hard, but gravity works harder. And physics, so far, at least as far as I've been able to tell, don't take a break. So yes, you can kind of see here. I did this one kind of half and half. So we can texture all the way into the veining, or we can leave it and just do it at the tips. But what that's going to affect is if we were to come over this with an antique gel, it would settle into all of the grooves very much. I'm actually gonna pull this mask off of the mannequin. So I used one stain tone on this. It was an antique gel, and you can see how it nestled into the beveling that we had done. But then I dry brushed around on the tips with a metallic paint, and so that gave it that really nice like shimmer. So comparing here at the edge to there in the middle. Well, there's still a little bit of the sheen in the middle, but so that's what the antique gel does. Ooh. Well, I was thinking about, here, let me zoom out for you. I've made this mask out of polymer clay, and I love it, but it is heavy. It is quite heavy. At least for if I were to wear this on my face at like the Ren Fair, that would be exhausting. Like, and also, I'm a bit of a klutz, and I worry that if I were wearing it out and about and I dropped it, like this one seems like it might be more of a little bit of like home decor level or something. But I wanted to try to see if I can make this, but with leather. Because previously my leather masks, this one came out way too thin. We have some other leather masks that we had made out of a significantly thicker leather that does a much better job of holding its shape. And I did have a thermoplastic applied to it, but I went ahead and peeled that off. So I was thinking about trying to make some polymer clay leaves and seeing if they'd attach to this. But then I got kind of distracted by remembering that I had these little guys cut out, and I thought it'd be really neat to, we could likely just barge cement them together. But I also feel like that they would, I bet the leaves would enjoy being stitched on as well, just to make sure that everything's nice and secure. And so it's just different ideas. And so I'm just testing out how do they do, you know, with being tooled. And the nice thing, one of my favorite things about leather, you guys, is you can take it this to that. Yep. Ooh, Nellie says, setting up my craft music area here in my new house, highly inspired by yours. Oh, right on, Nellie. So we can just kind of roll the leaf up, which you can see really that little bit that we've done has given it so much more realistic character. I did. You can actually find the whole process of us making this mask over on our Craft Along with Vaughn channel, which is like where we do our impromptu live streams. Like it's just our live streaming channel, whereas this channel, Back to Earth Creations, we do our Friday live stream, but then we do like Monday shop updates, and this is where we post our like shorts and stuff, as well as our Thursday tutorials. And then I like to do a live stream here on Friday with you guys as well. Let's see, I'm going to take a needle tool and I'm going to press against the back to just shape, because you can sculpt with leather too, you guys. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I missed leather working. Look at that. And I like testing little prototypes because it's honestly the cutting with the swivel knife has really given a great effect, but the texturing not as much. So let me try one. Let me put my tools away. My parents would be proud. So long they tried to teach me one toy out, one toy up. And it's still, I'm still no good at it, but doing better. You know, progress will get us where we're going. So I'm going to come through again with the swivel knife. And which with the swivel knife, we're applying downward pressure. You could just use a craft knife or something as well. We apply downward pressure with our finger and then we swivel like it's got a little swivel in it. And so that way you can like, I don't feel like I'm particularly good with the swivel knife. Like I can get it, I'm adequate. I can do things with the swivel knife that are more or less what I'm trying to do. But there's some real masters out there, you guys. And I mean, it's good to aspire. But, like Prince Armory is probably one of my favorite. He inspired me to get into leatherworking, actually. I found him on DeviantArt all those years ago. I think I was still in high school and he was making armor at the Texas Ren Fair. Okay. Wow, right on, Lizzie. Ooh, Nellie says, thank you. I also like leatherwork, so this is nice to watch. Nice. So we have, there's our leaves. I like to start by milling it, which if we had a large piece of leather, it would be, we'd like be running it over the edge of something to break up the fibers. But on a piece this little, I'm just gonna crumple it. I like to just roll them. It's gonna give it all the character of an autumn leaf who's been through the ravages of nature. And so you can see that's already added a lot of relaxation to the leaf. But while it's still damp like this, we can take something like this needle tool and I'm pressing in, well, pressing around. Now, this is a vegetable tanned leather and it's going to behave differently than like a suede or a chrome tanned or, you know, so not all leather behaves the way that veg tanned does. And I like vegetable tanned because it's called vegetable tanned because it's been traditionally tanned in like oak and different vegetative plant matter, and something science happens and it makes it so that the leather can still take water into it, and so you can compress and stretch and shape.
5 minutes.
Thank you, baby. So yeah, so we can see here the very subtle and slight differences We have a crisper leaf here, and we have a slightly more weathered leaf here. This one had the pear shader used on it. And I don't know if the difference is worth the effort, if that makes sense. Just testing out a little bit more. You can take it and like twist the ends if you want a little bit more of a three-dimensional. Let me twist this one the other way, because what we can do with this, you guys, is we can actually make these into like leather leaf earrings. That'd be super cute. Or we could use them on a leather mask, you know. It's a night here in Denmark, so I'll watch the rest when I wake up from hibernation. Well, have fun hibernating. We'll see you later, Nelly.
Only like 4 minutes
There's
left.
only 4 minutes. We'll be really. We won't be too long. But yeah, we certainly need a medium-sized leaf here. And but yeah, I think with the masks, that leather really is just the way to go on this. And but I do still want to test and see. I'll be doing that in a separate, probably in next week's live streams, or rather tomorrow's live stream after Belly Dance. We'll be coming back and streaming on the Craft Along with Vaughn channel using polymer clay with this mask, just to see how it holds up. And I'm kind of nervous, but also very excited. Let's go ahead and we're gonna flip this around. It's warm enough. I took my freaking cardigan off. I was like, it makes me feel fabulous, but also sweaty. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me today. If you've got questions or anything, do feel free to contact us. If you have any advice, feel free to contact us, because that's the thing is I don't, you know, I know a few things that I from experience, but I'm so much more in like student mode right now than I am in teacher mode, if that makes sense. So I feel like much more like exploring than being like, here's information. And so if that makes sense, I don't know. My other channel, Lorraine, is Craft Along with Vaughn. If you sign up for our free newsletter at backtoearthcreations.com, anytime we go live, we send out a notification on there. So that way you don't have to worry about dealing with YouTube notifications or anything like that. And we also send out like coupons and stuff. And it's probably the best free way to support our business is to sign up for our newsletter. Just because that way we don't have to rely on an algorithm for you to know when we post a video. So thank you guys so much again for hanging out. Oh, Yvette, thank you for popping in. We love and miss you. And yeah, we'll see. Oh, hey, Brooke. Bye, Brooke. We'll see you in tomorrow's live stream. Wish us luck. And until next time, you guys, happy crafting. Bye, Whimsical. Good luck at your... When's your show? Is it this weekend or next weekend? I know that you told me and I completely forgot. But good luck. Good luck so much to you. Thursday night. Ooh! Good luck and bye-bye. You got this. Happy crafting, y'all.